Welcome, Hornets. Today we're going to be taking a look at the chain rule. The chain rule, there we go, is our most important rule. Now, I've referenced it a couple of times, but here we need to look at it in greater detail. Can't just reference it. Now, the whole idea is a composite. If I have ddx of an f of g of x, what I need you to do is kind of think about this as we're taking one value from another function and putting it into another. And this is like a change or conversion of units. Okay? If we were to take a look at this, we'd probably look at it as d dx of f of u, which we would end up getting f prime of u and then u prime. And this actually comes out as df du times du dx. And this gives us df of x dx. So be aware that we're actually dealing with a conversion of units. And the process is to take the derivative of the outside piece, leaving the inside alone, and then multiplying by the derivative of the inside. Once again, this is called the chain rule. And depending upon how many functions there are, we could very easily have a chain that goes 3 or 4 or more steps. So let's take something very easy to work with. Now, keep in mind that we see this everywhere. So if I look at y equals e to the 3x, for example, I'm currently looking at y equals e to the u. Okay? And according to my derivative, dy dx is going to first be e to the u in terms of the u, and then multiplied by the derivative of u in terms of x. Now, this is where the units would kind of effectively cancel. And so our answer, dy dx, would have to be e to the 3x, which is the original e to the u. The derivative of e to the u is e to the u. And then we take the derivative of the 3x in terms of x, 3. My answer turns out to be 3e to the 3x. Now, this is the work right here. The derivative of the outside times the derivative of the inside. And you notice, it's not that difficult as long as you know what you're doing. Think about it in terms of e to the u, and then you end up having e to the u times the 3x. Might make it easier. Let's take a look at another one. This time, let's look at y equals 2 sine 3x. Okay, make sure you can see that. We're now going to take the derivative on both sides. So I have d dx of y equaling d dx, the constant moves out in front, remember, of the sine of 3x. This is the chain rule. dy dx will equal 2. What is the derivative of sine? Cosine. Then what is the derivative of 3x? 3. My answer is 6 cosine 3x. Once again, this is the chain rule, and it's not that bad. But we'll see it everywhere we go, and you need to be prepared for it. Sometimes they will be using the chain rule with other rules. For now, we're just going to be using a basic ideas with our sine, cosine, e to the x. As we move further, we'll add onto it the natural log of x. We'll add on to it a to the power of x, or log base a of x. And we'll add some of the other trig functions. Alrighty, thank you very much. We'll see you in a moment with another look at derivatives and a further look at potentially the chain rule. Alrighty.